Became a comedian?
Yeah, he became a comedian. I mean, to be
very
clear,
low level.
This is his first time. Can I give it loud and proud for Scott Reed?
Been here before a couple times, so we're happy to hear him and see what he has a chance to say. Everybody give it up for Scott Reed. Give it up for the wonderfully great Scott Reed, everybody. Put your hands together.
Comes to us from Pittsburgh, right? Yep. Fuck yeah, he does. Please make some noise for Scott Reed!
It's our host for the evening, Scott Reed!
It's Scott Reed!
Yeah, when I got into town today, actually, I stopped at the gas station and a guy told me that I look like a fat Patton Oswalt, which kind of crushed my day because I actually judge my level of fatness based on 90s TV characters. I'm just sitting there watching Seinfeld like, oh my God, I'm fatter than George Costanza.
to be clear, he was always a comedian. He just took it to the streets, I guess.
Took it to the streets. Right to the streets. Fighting tooth and nail. Scrapping to get by.
I'm not doing that here. I'm not doing that.
She's had me do it at a party. Like just somebody's redneck party in an orchard.
Well, women that only fuck comics, they call them chuckle fuckers. Or as I prefer, I like a ha-ha-ho. Or a clown pounder. Or a fun dumpster. Or you know what they call white women that only fuck black dudes, right? Fat, yeah.
Like,
that's one thing that I learned immediately.
Yeah,
that
don't
like,
tell people you do comedy.
Don't ever do that because the immediate people are like, hey, tell me a joke.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like Rocco and Boondock Saints.
Right.
Make me laugh, funny man.
Right. And the election happened and now he's
I'm one of the few people that voted for Hunter Biden. That's where I stand. Cocaine and hookers.
I want everybody to feel comfortable, so I'd like to talk to you about the election. How do you feel about the election? Me personally, I'm against it. But
So one thing that cringes me out is hecklers. And I know that that's something that you guys have to learn to get used to.
I thought the runners on the way here, and somebody called me and said, whoa, a little hate for runners, okay.
First off, it's super easy to sneak drugs in home rehab. Super easy. Yeah, this guy. Out here looking like the dad from Back to the Future. So, Crispin Glover, that's kind of what he reminds me of.
Every time I hear somebody laugh at one of your jokes, it's always awesome. So, I mean, for me it's that, but I think the most fun I've had so far this year was that stupid Royal Mumble that we went to the other week.
That was fun.
It was fun because it was the first time that I got to see a bunch of comics in a room just acting up.
Make some noise if you like him!
Hell yes, I do!
Boom a few times! We're gonna do that one more time! Make some noise if you like him! Make some noise if you fucking hate him! You see you later, dickhead, you're eliminated!
We turned Dutton Ranch Freestyle on and it just hit completely differently that time.
Yeah, it definitely did.
It hit.
We already talked about this once, so I'm going to use it. If I ever, God willing, film a comedy special, I'm going to use it. It's that good. It makes me feel like a wrestler. Like, 'cause it's like entrance music. You get like pumped up about it.
I met a girl outside at the bar last night. We got to talking. Said she likes cheap drinks and tattoos and Morgan Wallen. She said, what about you? I said, I like late night bonfires, Yellowstone, Whiskey Myers, hey now, on the track now. West Virginia's finally on the map now. I just do my thing, let my guitar sing, right?
Pretty new to me, but I don't know shit about anything, alright? I've only heard that this guy fucking rips, okay? Give it up. And I'm being fucking for real with y'all, alright? I'm serious. Give it up big and loud for Scott Reed!
What is up, everybody? Do you feel this energy? It's electric. I got lightning coming out of my fingertips. Welcome to the Comedy Farm. Altoona's premier comedy club. And by premier, I mean only. But I don't want to sell it short. No, we got a great show for you guys. And we have, let me tell you, we have a diverse lineup for you tonight. We got fat white guys. We got skinny white guys. We got young white guys. Middle-aged white guys. So you'll hear lots of jokes about subtle racism, outright misogyny, lots of Hitler and 9/11. And that's just my material.
What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Any chuckle fuckers out there? That's women that only fuck comics. You might have heard of there's women that only fuck cops. There's like badge bunnies, holster sniffers, pistol whiffers. But with comedians, it's chuckle fuckers. Whereas I prefer a ha-ha-ho, or a laugh lizard, a clown pounder, maybe a fun dumpster. Or there's women that only fuck black guys, and you know what we call them? Fat, yeah. So I work from home, which is, anybody else? Okay. No, it's fun. It just means basically that I smoke weed and watch conspiracy theories all the time.
Working from home has ruined quitting jobs because I love to quit jobs. Like, I do it with a little, I don't know, pizzazz, you know, but working from home, you really can't do that. And, you know, like I like to tell everybody about themselves the day that I leave. You know, I'm dishing out middle fingers and fuck yous like it's going out of style. And, you know, people say to me, why would you do that? You don't want to burn bridges, do you? No, I don't actually want to burn bridges. I want to tactically nuke those motherfuckers. I once quit a job. I don't give 2 weeks notice. That's, come on, whatever. And so what I did was I worked at a printing plant and there was a shift change. We worked 12-hour shifts. There was like a half-hour overlap where, you know, both shifts would mingle. So what I did is I made a flag. And when I say a flag, I mean a 15-foot banner that said, "Fuck Mitch," who was the boss of the plant. And at shift change, I tied it to a broomstick and rode around on a forklift, just and you really had to pick up some speed, otherwise it wouldn't ripple in the wind. It would just say like "Fitch," and you couldn't see the whole thing.
And I found out that people still get on your nerves when you work from home. Like, I'll get a message from a team member and they'll be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch videos about Beyonce being a witch. Which she is, by the way. I'm not even joking. No, for some reason, there's a lot of like conspiracy theories about like Beyonce and Jay-Z and Travis Scott. They're in the Illuminati. And my thing is like, dude, seriously, like Rockefeller descendants, Carnegie descendants, they're like, you know who we need? Travis Scott. And I just picture the devil. They say that like Travis Scott sold his soul to the devil or whatever. I just picture the devil in hell in the pawn shop, and he's like, Travis Scott walks in. He's like, hey, I'm here to sell my soul. He's like, oh my God. We got enough rappers already. Like, we got 3 6 Mafia as the house band. I don't need another one. Best I can do is let you fuck a Kardashian. I mean, okay.
I've been thinking a lot about the time that I spent in rehab recently. And because I haven't done any opiates in 7 years, just recently. So, I went to rehab in New Jersey once and came back with an Italian accent. That was fun. I was like, man, what are we going to do? Go get some hoagies or something, guys?
Yo, subs, dude.
I saw an ad today for online rehab. Don't know if you guys have seen this. It's like, specifically for opiates, they like send you Suboxone in the mail and then you go to like, you check in with your counselor or whatever. I wish they had this when I was doing drugs because first off, I bet it's really easy to sneak drugs into home rehab. Like even easier than real rehab. And, but like, personally, like, I found that I'm the old guy on this. I'm like, you gotta go to rehab. I remember when drugs were drugs. Back when
You did heroin and crack, not fentanyl.
They put fentanyl in everything now. I'm surprised. It's in my energy drink, actually. If you don't go to real rehab, what are you gonna do? First off, how are you gonna meet your future crackhead ex-wife? That's out of the question. And you get perspective when you go to rehab. First off, you walk in there and you hear some stories and you'll be like, wow, I really need to get my life together. I need to do this. Or you walk in there and you're like, this is nothing. I'm not doing enough. I need to get back out there. I need to bottom out, dude. Like, this is not, I need to be robbing old ladies or something. This is not working. This is not me. I've been doing open mics now for a couple months, and I found out it's a lot like NA meetings. Like, when you show up, it's just a bunch of like middle-aged white guys are like whatever, and no, seriously, but they tell you, they'll be like, it's a lot like coming, like, oh, thanks for coming. You're one of the only ones here. Thanks a lot for coming. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. And I started switching up like NA rooms for comedy. I'm like, hi, I'm Scott. I'm a comic. And they'll be like, and dude, the online rehab thing, it killed there, dude. Like, I got way more laughs at NA meetings than I did here. The bit about sneaking drugs in, dude, that murder, dude. They fucking ate that up like it was perk 30s, dude. They were they like couldn't enjoy it enough.
Talking about Johnstown a little bit, I live in Johnstown, or as I like to refer to it as Pennsylvania's taint. And that's because if you're looking at a list of Pennsylvania towns, it's not quite the shithole that, say, Philadelphia is, but it's dang close. So, I've been hearing this term California sober a lot. Anybody know this? I always like to say when I meet somebody like that, I'm Pennsylvania sober. So it's just, I see light and fentanyl for me.
I love doing comedy around Pennsylvania. You get to hear lots of different Pennsylvania accents. That's always fun. My favorite thing that Pennsylvanians do is they take the S's off of certain words and put them where they don't belong.
And they'll be like, I'm going 4 miles down the road down there and get about 3 pounds of kielbasa.
Where'd the S's go? Then I realized they're hanging out at Sheetz's, Giant Eagles, Weiss's.
I actually used to be skinny back when my favorite food was heroin. But that was a different thing. So, how's everybody feel about the election? Me, personally, I'm against it. But that's just me. Trump was recently where I live, and, everybody was all up in arms. The right was pissed, the left, they were offended. And I was just like, is there going to be food trucks there? Because I could really go for an Italian sausage right about now. Somebody's like, how can you joke about food when they're killing babies? And I was like, I could go for veal parmesan. Maybe some lamb chops? I'm not sure. I love food, obviously. I look like a guy that definitely lied in the drive-thru about having a fake family at home to explain the 4 value meals I got. I use food as my memory palace. That's how I remember things. My wife will say, do you remember the night we got engaged? I'm like, of course I do. You had the Alfredo, I had the crab cakes. It was delicious. Or I'll eat something so that way I can remember. For example, 9/11, halal chicken. Now I never forget.
I may forget a face, but I never forget a sandwich. That's for damn sure. I like to eat Cheetos when I'm wearing orange shirts. That way, if I don't have a napkin, I can just wipe it on there.
It even comes through in like the names that I call my wife. I'll be like, pumpkin, sweet pea, sugar pie. What is that, by the way? When the diabetes is sugar pie. Because, who are the psychos that are eating that? Because my grandma has never at Thanksgiving been like, we've got all the pies here. We got cherry and pumpkin and sugar. Jesus taught in parables. I teach in food analogies.
For example, at my job, I'll be like, work is a lot like life, and life is like a bucket of KFC. It's really only good if you're drunk or high.
Electric Corner Inn, food was great. I had the Lake Erie dolphin bites. They were delicious.
How's everybody doing? I found out today that my house is built on an ancient cowboy burial ground. You never hear that, do you?
Halloween's gonna be coming up before too long. I know I like to think back to that first Halloween when the witches fed the Puritans candy corn and saved them through the winter.
I've been trying to quit smoking lately, and it's not going too well. It all started trick or treat night. I left a pack of cigarettes out on my porch. When I came out, all the cigarettes were gone. I was like, man, I at least hope they only took one per kid. You know what I mean?
I did serve a stint under the Dollar General. And I did buy some Old Navy at the Salvation Army while I worked for Dollar General. And just because it popped up in my backyard like overnight, I didn't even know it was there. I just woke up and it was there. But like, I love how Dollar General is like, dude, it's like the white trash capital of like America, because like, first off, you go there and there's like an employee smoking a cigarette outside. They're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? You got to get a key to get into the bathroom. Like, they sell nothing but soda and chips. It's like, it's pretty wild. And they actually told me, so you know, when you're getting a job, they're like, what would you do if you caught someone stealing? And I was like, tell the manager, because that's like the stock answer, tell the manager. And they were like, no, you give them the look. And I was like, what? And they were like, no, if you catch someone stealing, you try to guilt them into giving it back.
Around the side of the aisle and let them know that you know what you're up to. And I was like, listen, lady, as a 6'2" black woman, you may have the ability to guilt people into not committing crimes. But me, a guy that looks like he just housed one of those big tubs of party mix, I do not possess that skill. So what I'm saying is, you can steal from Dollar General, they're not gonna stop you.
Growing up, my parents, well, my mom and my stepdad, they were nudists. Yeah, that made for some interesting conversations when my friends came over. My mom also had a saying, if God didn't want hair there, he wouldn't have put it there. So my mom walked around the house looking like Burt Reynolds or something. It was horrifying. They took us to a nudist camp one time, and they didn't tell us where we were going until we got there, and we just show up, and I'm seeing all these like 80-year-old titties walking by, and I'm like, where the fuck are we? She said, you gotta be naked to get in the pool. That's the one rule. You gotta be naked to get in the pool. I was like, well, I'm not getting in the pool then. So I was like, I'm going fishing. So I go down there, I'm fishing. I catch this bullfrog, I'm fucking with this frog. I hear this noise rustling behind me. I look up, I just see balls swaying in the wind. It's two 80-year-old guys walking through. They got nothing on but flip-flops and life alert bracelets. And they get real down there and personal too. They're like, balls hit the ground. What are you doing down there? I was like, I don't need any help, guys. I'm good. Thank you. If you please back away. And they just really wanted to keep going in it, so they walked off, and I got bored. I walk up. My mom's like, you got to be naked to get in the pool. I'm not getting in the pool. You got to be naked to get in the pool. I'm in the pool. And I'm like, wouldn't it be fun if I could cannonball into the pool naked? So I'm like, I'm doing it. I get out there and I'm going, I go to dive in, I'm in the air, pulling up my knees to crunch to do the cannonball. And I don't know if it was a bee, if it was a hornet, it could have been a bullet at that point for the pain that I felt, because it stung me right on the tip of my 10-year-old penis. And so I get out, I'm laying on the side of the pool, all these old naked people around me. I did get hard for like half a second. I do admit that. But I look up and I see those familiar balls that I'd seen earlier. And I look up and it says two old guys without the caught me fishing earlier. He says, I bet you wish you were still fishing, huh? And I did get back to my mom for that. When we got home, I called my dad and I was like, you're never going to fucking believe where mom took us. And we never went there again. I've been listening to a lot of paranormal and true crime podcasts recently. And I just have one question. Do you think that ghosts talk shit about their murder coverage? Do you think they get jealous? They're just like sitting in, at the ghost bar and they're like, the women where ghosts are talking shit for sure. They're like, if that bitch Lacey Peterson gets one more documentary, I'm gonna kill her again. I told that joke recently and there was a table of black women sitting there and they were laughing hysterically. And I was like, man, I just need more jokes about murdering white women and I got it made. I had a lady ask me recently, she's like, what does your Jesus look like? What does my Jesus look like? She's like,
I like to picture my Jesus like an older Stan Elliott with gray wavy hair and a mustache. I said, I like to picture my Jesus as Cat Williams. with like a pimp coat on, he's got a turn.
This is the last supper, y'all. They coming for me. They gonna get me. Judas sitting right motherfucking here, knowing good and goddamn well he snitched on me. He told the Pharisees, Pilate, all of them.
I love the movie National Treasure. You guys remember that movie back in the day? I think they should update it though, just like cut to the trailer and it's like Nick Cage and he's like, Epstein's List is a Playfair cipher. There's a map on the back. It leads you to Diddy's lair.
What is up, everybody? Believe it or not, I recently got a promotion at my job. And they tasked me with leading diversity, equity, inclusion topics. First question I got, first day I did this, the guy asked me, he said, do we call them blacks or African Americans? He said, I asked Reggie, but he didn't have any answers. And I said, that's probably because Reggie's Mexican. So they wanted me to put one of these little cutesy motivational quotes at the end of my work email. So I just Googled something and I picked one. If you compare yourself to others, you only insult yourself. Well, it turns out that was Hitler. They frown upon that. I had to think on my feet. I tried to argue it too. I was like, first off, I didn't know it was Hitler. Second, if you think about it, he's arguably the greatest motivational speaker that has ever lived. If we're just talking numbers, Tony Robbins ain't got shit on Hitler.
He came up with some good ones too you probably didn't expect. I hate Mondays, Hitler. Teamwork makes the dream work, Hitler. One of the big highlights was I got to host a show at the Comedy Farm in Altoona. Shout out Comedy Farm. Thank you, Ridge Hirschberger. He's an amazing comedian and he puts all that together. And it was a great time. I mean, what a lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about a good time. Good turnout both nights. Great turnout both nights.
This first guy that we got, you may have seen him here at the Comedy Farm. You may have seen him pumping gas in Sheets. You may have seen him stealing EBT cards down at the Walmart. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Scott Kelly. Give it up for Lennon Freed. All the way from Austin, Texas, to come back here to entertain you guys. Make some noise, put your hands together, give it up for Christina Mariani.
If you had a bucket list guest for 2025, give me one that is totally attainable that we just got to ask and one that's more bucket-ish.
Attainable would be like Chuck.
Yes.
That's Julian.
Yes.
Those would be attainable.
Yes. Johnny even.
Oh, I would love that.
Not even.
Yeah.
Johnny as well.
Anyway, that's my time, guys. I'm Scott Reed. Thanks.